Hello, welcome to Casual Simulations. My name is Jamie, and today we are in Microsoft Flight Simulator 40th anniversary, or known as 2020, or better known as the more stable, better functioning flight simulator that is out currently. Microsoft 2024 released about a month ago, and it's a great game when it works, and it has not been working for me lately. I was having crash to desktops, and then eventually it started just doing a hard reset on my computer with no blue screen or anything, just wouldn't just restart. So I was unable to finish a single flight. So I've just been messing around inside of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. And it doesn't have all the new updated bells and whistles like the EFB, things like that. It doesn't have a career mode. But with that said, as you saw, I have done a test flight in NeoFLy. And honestly, I think the UI is not great. It took me a little while to figure out what was going on. But it has a lot more functionality than the Microsoft official version in 24. Just for example, excuse me. Let's see, where's it at? Airline, no. Where's it at? Certifications. Here we go. Evidently, the check rides with the different certifications are actually a lot more involved, and you can get up to 3 stars, and they add to your reward bonuses. So like at the 1 star, you get the base reward, but if you get 3 stars, you get plus 30% reward, and then again you get more XP, and to get through. Okay, so it shows what you need during your touch and go. Landing vertical speed will be evaluated. Okay, to get 3 stars, it needs to be less than 50 feet. That's pretty crazy. If you look over at my log, that my last flight I did, I thought it was fairly smooth, and I did a landing of negative 127. I mean, I did get all the bonuses and everything, but that wouldn't have been good enough to get the 3 star. So that's kind of crazy. The check rides and the check flights are way more involved than just go out, do a traffic pattern, and land, and then hey, you passed. It's a little bit different. So with that said, we're going to be starting a new career inside NeoFLy in 2020. So my home airport that I picked is actually my home airport in KVPC in Cartersville, Georgia. I took a little flight down here to KFTY, Fulton County Airport Brownfield, and now we're going to be taking a job to, I guess, fly back. It looks like we're going to be going up towards, actually, what airport is that? Is that a hard surface runway? That is not. No, it's Grassfield. I don't know if I want to do that. But I have no particular goals in mind. Just, you know what? I'm not scared of that. What is heading 320? Is that? Does it tell me what runway it has? I really need to get what is it called? A Navigraph or something like that, so I can tell the different runway. You say the runway length is 29, 26. That's not that great, honestly. I'm looking for something that has hard runway, because I'm definitely not that great. Doesn't seem like there's anything around here. So actually, there is one thing we can do. We can go to the marketplace and see KVPC. Did I put the wrong one? Yep. Okay, no, I put the right one. They are buying fruit. What does this mean? Oh, it's time sensitive. They are selling fruit here as well. So I could take 334 pounds. Ooh, that's a lot of pounds. I did. So I could take 3 of these. I could buy it for 316, or not 300, 3,168. I'm kind of curious. See how much of a profit I could. So it's $524 more. But I'm actually going to buy it. and then we're going to head back to KVPC. Because that's one thing you can do in this, right? You can just payload required, I need 121 more pounds. Actually, fruit 3. Okay, so what was that information at? Okay, there we go. So you just go up here, and I need to be at 500. So I can just get close to 500 as I can. Bam. Okay. So now we're set up. Missing payload. No, I'm not. But if I get a stop, KVPC. Okay. Can I not type in that? I don't know what I did. It just closed it. Do I have that? Is that back to KVPC? Zoom out. It is. Okay. All right. Cool. So we'll just have it follow the plane, and then we're basically heading 263 back. Or is that my heading currently? I think that's my heading currently. But yeah, I think we're just going to follow it back, and we're going to see how well I can start this thing from memory. All right, fuel valve on. We're going to turn the battery on. We're going to full rich. We're going to prime it a couple times. We're going to turn our strobes, nav, and beacon on just to make sure. And then we're going to go ahead and go to start.
You're good to go. Contact the tower for clearance.
We'll be doing no such thing. Let's go ahead and zoom it out a little bit.
Definite 87 uniform, you are 21 miles northwest. Climb and maintain 4,800 feet.
Turn the parking brakes off.
Runway 21 right approach.
And I think we're just going to taxi out a little bit to the south and just take off on that closest runway. I'm about to hit the building, and we did not hit the building. Okay, we're good. So I have, I don't know if I have multiplayer traffic on or what, or if it's just AI, but I kind of like it. There's a lot near Atlanta. There's a lot going on. Obviously, as you would imagine. Excuse me. Go home, Cessna, you're drunk. We're having a Cessna rave. Okay. Nothing to see here. We'll just continue taxiing. Continue taxiing. That's kind of crazy. Okay, didn't expect that. But we're a little heavy. We're fully loaded with fruit, and I don't think I have anything turned on, and no, nothing like that. So it's not actually going to show us. That's fine though. We are going to set our flaps. So I'll still have my flaps down from my test flight. Then one thing I love about this is you don't have to exit the simulator to start a new mission or anything. You just take it right from your aircraft. So that's pretty spiffy. Let's have it track the airplane. But yeah, the goals of this is just to learn how to get better at flying, because obviously I don't have a G1000 or any kind of Garmin GPS. I don't have any kind of autopilot or anything. I don't know how to use the nav radios. I don't know how to do VOR or anything like that, but I do plan on learning. So right now we're going to kind of do like a cheaty using an iPad VFR type flight, but we're not actually doing real VFR. We're following a blue line on the app, and I think I probably got hit with some speeding there because I was taxiing without paying attention to my speed, but that's okay. And as I get more familiar with aviation and everything like that, I'll start jumping into. Actually, it's going to be a little chilly. Let's get the pitot heat on. Did I have my I did not have my taxi lights on. Go ahead and turn on my landing lights. Yeah, but sorry. Once I get more and more familiar with aviation and the procedures and everything, that's when I'll start actually doing ATC. I might get something like Beyond ATC or something like that, where I can actually do my voice ATC. But we'll see. We'll see. All right. Get on the center line. And here we go. But yeah, it seems like this this app has a much more fleshed out career mode than Microsoft did in 2024. So I still do have hope that they're going to get it right eventually. And I don't know my my speeds, my rotation speeds or anything. That's something I should look up. I think 60 is plenty.
Have a nice flight. Just to remind you, we're not paying you for this one.
I know. I'm trying to make some money on my own. Get our flaps up, not down. There we go. And I can turn my taxi lights off. I think that's good. Alright, so now we just need to go northwest, back up to KVPC, back up to Cartersville. And I also, let me get back into the green on my RPMs. I don't know proper procedures of like trying to flight plan and stay in like airways and things like that, or what altitudes I need to be at and everything. But that's something that we can learn, right? So heading 333. So let's try to trim out the plane a little bit. So it actually trimmed out pretty, actually just a little bit. That wasn't too bad to trim at all. Okay. We're gaining altitude slowly. So still gaining altitude. Oh, that's a little much. Okay, still gaining altitude a little bit. Need to come back on the throttle. Get back on our waypoint. I don't have the trim set to a button on my flight stick, so. Plus, I mean, sometimes I do like actually interacting with, oh, I forgot to turn on my avionics, but we're not using them anyways. That's okay. I need to check the server status of core application. Okay, so it just cut out for a split second there. Hopefully it doesn't ding me or anything for the flight. But, yeah. Okay, so I do have some kind of signal. I don't know for what, because I didn't put anything into the radios, so I don't know. But yeah, the goal of this is just to get me more familiar with aviation, you know. Start off simple with the 152 and then move up to something different. Prices are a little steep, just kind of like how they are in Microsoft Flight Simulator's career, but it feels like this is going to be a little bit more feature-rich and easier to grind through, because there's so many different more planes and missions and jobs and things you can do. But I think I'm going to be in this one for enough time where I could probably learn the navigation. Let me pull back on throttle. I don't want to get too close to the red and the RPMs. We're still green in oil temp and oil pressure, so that's fine. I just don't want to over rev the engine. But yeah, if you have any kind of comments, ideas, tips, tricks of what we should do, things I could do to improve the experience, what I need to learn, ideas of where to go, kind of, do we want to RP a little bit, like we're starting our own cargo company where we're buying and selling and trading around, maybe do some illicit missions, because you can do that. You can do illicit missions in this, haul illegal freight, things like that. But yeah, just anything in general. If you have ideas or something you want to see, just let me know. See if we can't do it. Also, let me know what you want to see and what you want cut out. Like right now, I'm basically just staring at my artificial horizon, try to keep it as level as I can. Paying attention to the tablet, make sure that we're somewhat close to our nav line. We are gaining a little bit of altitude, but like, if you want me to cut out, do a cold and dark startup every time, or if you just want me to cut stuff like that out, doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna be doing it anyway, so it all depends on what you guys want to see in the actual videos, because I'm sure that most of you are probably way more experienced with aviation and flight simming than I am. I played it for a good bit back in FSX, and I had X-Plane, one of the earlier X-Planes. I'm old. But I was never too serious, and I think I had like a cheap yard sale $15 flight stick with like 4 buttons and a really cheap throttle built into the base of it. But I got a little bit better of a setup now. I mean, it's nothing crazy. I have the Wing Ursa Minor fighter set up for right-hand use, and then I have just the Logitech, or SideTech if that's what you want to call it, throttle quadrant that has the default throttle, prop, angle, and mixture. And it's got the 6 buttons. They got bound to like flaps and landing gear and park and brake, things like that. And then I also have the Thrustmaster, like their base model rudder pedals, which seem to be plenty for me for right now. The setup is more than adequate to make me feel immersed. I'm sure eventually, if I keep this up and I get more and more immersed, I'll probably want better or more peripherals, but for right now, the setup is pretty solid for me. And I keep slowly gaining altitude. I need to pay attention. So we just passed over Barrett Parkway, which is in Kennesaw, Marietta area. So we're getting there. I do have it kind of zoomed in, that way I can see the runways, the angles of the runway. So we're about a third of the way through. Okay. But I like having it zoomed in this close, so that way I can keep an eye on, like I said, the runway. Because I keep forgetting to actually look up the runways, the airport information before I take off. So I do know that Cartersville's runway, they only have one. It's more or less north and south, so like a 18, I think what would it be, like a 30 and like a 18, or I can't remember the actual the runway numbers, like 27. No, that'd be more west. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. So I think it kept the flight plan from my original flight down to Fulton County Airport. You see it's showing the heading of 147. Obviously, we're going about 326. So I'm gonna actually cut my throttle a little bit because we're gaining altitude pretty crazy. I'm just wondering what kind of fruit they're buying in Cartersville, honestly. But yeah, and as far as like a graphical downgrade, this game isn't that much of a graphical downgrade in my opinion. I mean, yeah, I could tell a difference between 24 and 20. But honestly, it's not that big of a difference to make it a deal breaker for me. Like, this game still looks really good. I mean, the photo grammetry or whatever it's called still seems to be working pretty dang good for this game. I do notice differences. Like I said, 24 is, you know, a little bit better in my opinion, but this game is definitely serviceable. 100% serviceable. I don't want to overspeed, so I'm gonna put my throttle back. I am trying to lose a little bit of altitude because we were creeping up on 3,600 feet when I wasn't paying attention. And we're over halfway there, so I'm gonna want to try to make visual contact with the airport here soon. I don't think we're close enough to see it really. I don't think that's it with that flashing light out there, but it could be. It honestly could be. And the more I think about it, the more I actually think it is that, or in that general area. So the bad thing about this area is I love living here. It's awesome. I've lived here my whole life. I mean, I've been around the world, different jobs and things going on in my life, but I always find my way back to this area. But the bad thing is when you're up in the air, it's pretty bland. I mean, every now and then you got some mountains and some hills, but for the most part, it's pretty featureless. Lots and lots of trees and farmland. But the more developed it gets, more and more subdivisions and shopping centers and grocery stores and things just pop up out of nowhere. But that is the way of the beast, right? Progress, continuously moving forward. So I think that is Cartersville Airport, and we just lost nav beacon. I think, I don't know. It just went back to center with the orange, with the black arrows. I don't even know what that was tuned to, honestly. I don't know. I didn't even have the avionics turned on when I took off. That was my fault. So we just passed over 92, Georgia 92. That's a highway that I'm very familiar with. So the more and more I think about it, I think that is Cartersville Airport. So we're gonna go ahead and turn our landing lights. They were already on. Okay. So that's my fault. Let's see. Still uncertain, but we're heading right for that blinking green light that I actually can't see anymore. Oh, there it is. I don't know if it shows up on the YouTube video, but it's green, white, and then green. I'm pretty sure that's a rotating strobe light right there at the airfields use. So I think that it is Cartersville Airport that I was able to see from way back. And alright, I'm going to throttle up a little bit more since I'm not descending quite as hard as I was. Is there a way to select fuel tanks? Because it looks like, are they draining at the same rate? I don't know. Alright, so we're getting back up into Bartow County. That's the county that Cartersville is in. And one thing I've noticed is sometimes the roads look a little green. Looks like they're covered in pollen, which is not uncommon in Georgia, but I mean, they're green everywhere. I don't know if that's something to do with my visual settings or yeah, I'm pretty sure that is Cartersville Airport, or if that's to do, yeah, it is. Okay, so is Plant Bowen? Can't see Plant Bowen. Okay, yeah, no, I'm pretty sure. Well, I wish there was like a way I could identify it. But it looks just like Cartersville. Cartersville Airport, KVPC. It is. Okay, it is. Alright, so let's go ahead. Put a notch of flaps. That 100% is Cartersville. It snuck up on me. I forgot that I was that zoomed in on the map. Alright, go ahead and get another notch of flaps. Coming in a little harsh on my angle. And pretty high as well. Go ahead, get another notch of flaps. I feel like I'm way too high. Concentrating now. Don't want to lose too much speed, but I need to lose altitude without crashing. I mean, that's the goal of landing, right? Losing altitude without crashing. We have full flaps, right? Yep, okay, we do. Coming in. Alright. Go ahead, drop the throttle down. And just float.
That was a harder landing than we like to see, pilot.
233 feet per minute. That's my fault.
Transporter from dispatch. Clear the runway and taxi to parking.
Putting brakes, brakes, brakes. Alright. All in all, I'm not too terribly worried about that landing. I mean, that's pretty good for me. I was very impressed with my first test flight where I got the 123 feet per minute or whatever. So I will definitely take that. And like this one, I'm hauling my own cargo in my own plane, so it's not like I have to worry about the cargo integrity for somebody else or a passenger and whatnot. Do I have my taxi lights on? No, I do not. I do now. Alright, I am taxiing a little fast. It's hard for me to tell because I don't have an airspeed indicator that will let me know my ground speed. Actually, I can cheat. Look at right there. I'm going 9 knots. Okay. Alright, so for, I guess technically my second flight, but my first recorded flight of the series. Yeah, see, that's what I was seeing for miles away. Okay. There's the Phoenix Air building on the other side of the road. We're just going to pull right up here and call it good. Go ahead and pull the parking brake on. Pull the mixture out to kill the plane.
Let's go.
Turn off all the lights.
Everything looks good from where I'm sitting. Taxi to the runway and take off.
No, we're not going to be taxiing anywhere. Turn the key off. And turn off the... Nope, continue. Turn off the avionics and everything. Alright, so now how do I sell? Alright, going to... Can I... Sell? For 4,740. Okay, so we made a little bit of profit. So we made a little bit of profit. Let's see if I can... Is there... Finance thing? Buying fruit 3,000. So we made about $1,600, minus the airport fees. So that's not too bad. About $1,500 if you look at the balance before I bought it. Yeah, about $1,500. So that I mean, that's actually really cool that I'm able to just to do that. So we can plan missions based on, or flights based on kind of the cargo that we can pick up, the missions that we have, or just airports that we want to go to. We can try to find some cargo that they actually, where was that at? That they'll buy from us. The artifact? What the crap? I guess that stuff's locked. Whiskey. But yeah, that I just like it feels like there's an actual economy. I know it's like single player, and I know that you can get like a what is that? Oh, that's the campaigns. But you can get like an airline with other players, but that's about the only multiplayer you can do. You can have people fly for you, or you can fly for other people. But that's paid, and that's something we might get into later. But for now, yeah, like I was saying earlier, if you have any ideas of what you want to do, where are we at? There we are. What you want to see, just let me know. We'll see if we can't do it. Any tips, tricks, leave them in a comment below. If you're liking what you see, make sure you hit a thumbs up. And make sure you're subscribed to catch future episodes. I appreciate you watching. My name is Jamie. This has been Casual Simulations, and we'll see you next time.